Hey, what's going on? Good Saturday, good Saturday. Listen, I am super excited that we are now live. We have an amazing broadcast for you guys on this Saturday morning. I want you guys to go ahead and share this broadcast. Once you come in, go ahead and start tagging individuals so that they'll know that we are now on. This is Manwork Think Tank. And we're about to have a good discussion with my good friend, with my good brother, Dr. Patrick. Listen, I'm so excited that you guys have been following the Manwork Network. To all of the individuals who have been part of Manwork, all of the guys, all of the men, you guys are amazing. Our group is almost 100 men strong, almost 100 men strong. And we are a group, a network of Christian men that are out here doing it for God, doing it for the kingdom. And we're helping people be better. We're helping transform lives. And so our Manwork Network is just a simple network where guys come together and we bond over the word of God. We bond over discussions and topics about our families, about our faith, our finances. We bond over things like wealth and we help one another out, right? So today isn't going to be any different. Today, we've got a conversation that's really geared toward men's health and it's geared towards men's wealth. I tell you, I see y'all coming in now. This is about to be a good one. So please share the broadcast, share it on your pages, tag every man you know. And if you are a woman, I want you to stay tuned as well, because I'm sure that something that is said today is going to let you in on the mind of a man as it pertains to their health. So I'm very glad. For those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Kenyon R. Dudley. I am the creator and I am the founder of the Manwork Network. And it is my desire that we empower men. It is my desire that we give them a safe place to come together and to bond, and not only bond, but to grow together. It is my desire that something said or done within this network that will give us an opportunity as men in whatever state we're in, whatever region we're in, will give us an opportunity to level up and do what I believe God has called us to do in our area of influence. So welcome to Manwork Talks. That's what I call it. And today, again, it's the Saturday Think Tank discussion. Now, we literally have think tank discussions on Tuesdays within our group on Facebook. But today, as I was praying about it, I was like, listen, I want to have this discussion with this brother. He is well known in the city and in the industry that he is in. And he agreed to come on board and to have this very candid conversation as it pertains to men's health and men's wealth. So without further ado, I am going to bring him to the platform. My good brother, my good friend. He is a doctor in his field. He owns a chiropractic service in the Stockbridge, Georgia area that's around the Atlanta area. And I'm just thrilled to have this dude on my broadcast. Everybody, give it up, light up the comment section for Dr. Patrick Kulmacz. Dr. Patrick, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Listen, if I look like I am ecstatic, that's because I am. All
Hey,
right.
too, man. I can't wait. This is going to be a
Yes,
great conversation, great Saturday.
it's gonna be. Listen, this is gonna be a good conversation on a good Saturday.
Yes.
God is good. We feeling good, and I think the conversation is gonna be very beneficial to those who are in on it.
I appreciate you inviting me on.
Indeed. Listen, you know, I had to get you on as I was in your office and I was, observing how you guys do things. And not a lot of people really know, what I do or whatnot. And I do that on purpose. I go in and I just I'm quiet
Yeah.
and I observe. Look, Doc said you're real quiet.
Yeah.
I'm quiet and I observe.
People, but you're quiet about what you do. You move silent, but I know you have some moves.
Well, when we connected and when we talked, I said, "Yo, this is a guy that's really doing his thing." So,
Okay.
I got to have him on this broadcast. I got a network of men who are doing their thing as well, and I want somebody who can come and talk to them about their health and keeping themselves up, so
Yes.
that they can do what it is that they feel like they've been purposed to do. So, what better person to have on than Dr. Patrick himself?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, man. So I can see that they're already excited. Listen, I see my wife on. She says this finna be lit. How about that? It's gonna be lit. So y'all share this broadcast and get this out to as many people and especially as many men as you know. So listen, Dr. Patrick, this is what I want to discuss today: men's health and men's wealth. Okay.
Yes,
I really want to try to tie in the idea of if we're healthy and we're feeling good and we're doing good in our body. I want to be able to tie that into how that's going to affect our productivity, how that's going to affect our wealth, how that's going to affect our money, how that's going to affect our purpose in what we're doing in life. So, are you down for a good conversation today?
Health is wealth. Let's do it.
I love it. Health is wealth. Somebody should type that. Just say it online. Health is wealth. Listen, bro, this is what I want to do before we jump into the conversation. I want to have you introduce yourself and just kind of give a background of who you are, Dr. Patrick, and then we're going to play a quick game before we jump into the conversation. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Well, my name is Dr. Patrick Kulmacz. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. Graduated at Ohio State. Came down to Georgia to attend Life University. Graduated with my chiropractic degree. I've been practicing for going on 7 years now. Took over my practice last year and been running it ever since. Love the field. Love to work with my hands. Love to help people out. And love to empower people about their health and help them take charge of their health.
Man, that's amazing. And I was talking to you in the green room before we went live, and I know what this guy is saying is very truthful. He has a very compassionate heart and very passionate about this field and making sure that people are healthy as they can be, and fit to do what they've been called to do. So listen, you ready to play the game, bro?
Hey, let's do it.
All right. So look, I gotta start my little music here because I like to always play a game with our guests. And so I'm gonna go ahead and cue the music, and then I got a few questions. All right. So this is what we like to call guess who. Guess who. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and it's rapid fire. So I give you 30 seconds per question. Just think about your answer, Doc, and then you answer the question. This is going to build up credibility so people know who you really are, okay?
All right.
All right, first question. Here we go. In 30 seconds, Dr. Patrick, who is Dr. Patrick Kulmacz?
Genuine guy. Here for everybody. I'll give my last dollar to a stranger. I'm all about humanitarian and community service. And I just love the people.
That's good. He said, I love the people. All right. Question number 2 in 30 seconds. Dr. Patrick, tell us about some of your hobbies.
All right. Weird hobby. I love to bowl. Very good at it. Been in bowling since I was in 3rd grade. Been on TV. I also like to play Madden. Probably when I come home from work, just get my mind off things. I like to read. I like to read a lot of influential books, especially about mine. About one of my best reads is the best businessman. So,
all right. Listen, me and you both, we love to read. I just think that reading opens your mind up, right, to different perspectives in life, right?
Yeah, it does.
Right,
and it opens your mind to other people and what they have to think about.
Indeed. Last question, Doctor. All right, in 30 seconds, tell us, if Dr. Patrick Kulmacz had a chance to be president, what would be his first initiative?
Actually, it would be free healthcare for everybody, and to somehow make that work, beyond taxes, beyond taxing the people, something like Canada does. So I think that could actually place us in a better step in the world, if everybody is actually healthy. And I mean, when I say health, I'm talking mental and physical.
Right, right. Yo, y'all should comment right now in the comment section and say Patrick for president. You talking about free free healthcare for everybody. I love it. And you're right. I think Canada does do something kind of like that. They need to bring that to the States. And I think we need to put you in office to make sure that happens.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, indeed, man.
Vice president, that's gonna be it.
You said be vice president?
I say you're gonna be my vice president.
Dude, if they put me in office, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Thank you so much for obliging me, Dr. Patrick, and playing the game with me. Just wanted to give everybody an opportunity to learn about you a little bit more. I'm so excited about this discussion that we're about to have. Lewis Jones says, that's good, sir. Listen, this is about to get even better. I see my numbers are going up. That means you guys are sharing this broadcast. I need you to get it out to as many people as you can, because we're about to have a really good conversation. So today we are talking about something that I think is very important, Dr. Patrick. Today's topic is, what is men's health and what is men's wealth? All right. So let's do some man talk. Let's do some man work. All right. Let's get down to it. In your opinion, let's start off the conversation with your perspective. What's men's health and what is men's wealth? And how do the two connect?
Okay. Let's start off with what's men's health. The biggest thing that I tell everybody is that 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So the biggest thing is to treat your gut well. So it's what you ingest in your body. Mm-hmm. People that, think, oh, I have acne, oh, this and that. It's sometimes due to what you ingest, because your body's expelling the toxins that you're placing in it. So, eating healthy, not indulging in, all the libations, or some people, have drug addictions or something of that nature, because it is shown on the outside of your body. Making sure that is the first key. Secondly is mental health. All right. If we're not mentally there, it does affect our day, no matter what we do.
Right.
It makes decisions for you. If I'm waking up and I'm depressed, what I'm going to do is stay in bed. And that's a sedentary lifestyle. And that creates also disease or dis-ease in the body. And we start to actually think about that in a different way, where we're blaming other people for what's going on in our body. And we need to take charge of that.
Right.
And then wealth. Wealth would be mind, so mental, spiritual, and physical. That's wealth to me. Everybody says, oh, rich and wealth are the same, but really it's not. Rich is a form of financial state. Where wealth encompasses your whole life, and, again, the mental, the physical, and the spiritual portion.
That's what I love how you answered that, because that's how I look at wealth. I don't see it as, hey, I'm just rich, or, I got a bunch of money, in the bank, or whatever the case may be. I think that wealth is the totality of your life, right?
Yeah, you can't have one without the other. I mean, right. So you can have all the money in the world, but if you're in the hospital bed, where's the wealth?
Right.
You can be mentally not healthy, but have all the money. Where do you really go in life? You're not happy. It eats you up. See a lot of these people, killing themselves at this point in time and things of that nature. But you have Miss Universe falling off the top of in New York, killing herself.
Right.
But she has everything in our minds and what we would view, and you see that a lot these days. And then you see people going crazy, killing people for no reason, their whole family, and killing themselves. Is,
Right.
you know.
I think, and you're so right. Nowadays, we're seeing an increase and an influx of people who are committing suicide, who are taking their life. And you would look at these people, man, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm looking at your life and you've got everything that I'm out here, trying to attain, or, you're like our hero, because you've attained, a certain level, but still in your mental health you're not well, or in your soul you're not well. Talk a little bit more
They
about
say 80. They say 80% of richest people are not mentally there, or not mentally.
Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, all right, somebody type that in the comments, because that's important. You said they say 80%.
Yeah, of the higher percentile are not mentally healthy, and they're not happy. That's why they say, the richer you get, they're not happy. It's very true. A lot of people drive themselves to only attain that, but forget about how to deal with personal problems, or deal with, when they actually get there. They get there and they're like, oh shoot, what else do I do?
Right. Oh my gosh. And so we're talking about here, what we're really talking about is men's health, and we're talking about men's wealth. And so you just gave a astounding statistic that perhaps 80%, or the upper echelon, rather, one of our viewers, they put it right here in the comments, are not mentally well, mentally healthy. So Doc, what do we do? Let's talk about it, because I don't want to just talk about the problem. Let's talk about some of the solutions. What do we do to start getting men in particular healthy in their mind and in their mental state, and even in their soul? What do we do to get them there so that they can enjoy life and have a better quality of life?
In my perspective, is to be grounded.
Okay.
You need to find something to ground you. There's different ways, but I always tell people spiritually, get grounded, find some basis, and, keep those values and morals. A lot of people step out of their values and morals, and then they start questioning themselves, and they start, it just compounds. Just like you would say, if somebody tells a lie, they're going to have to keep on telling another lie, another lie to encompass what you did, so that creates mental instability. So first thing, grounded. Now, if you are experiencing mental, health issues, definitely seek, help for that.
Right.
And it's okay to do that. I've done it myself just to talk to somebody, because sometimes you just need to talk about and get somebody else's perspective. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It doesn't mean that a lifelong thing or anything, but just to understand another perspective and be able to walk on throughout your life and be better.
I mean, you and me both, brother. It's not something that I have broadcast, but I mean, I've definitely taken the time to speak with somebody to try to really sort out those thoughts that you're having, to make it. To me, I call it soul work.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think you go, marriage counseling before you get married? You got to prepare yourself for the next step, prepare yourself for the next level. Some people get to a certain level, they don't know what to do, and they're stuck. So, sometimes talking to people about that to help you out to get to your next level.
I totally agree. So we're talking about what do men really need to do in order to ensure good mental health, and in order to ensure a good quality of life. And so talk to me a little bit more, Dr. Patrick, about some of those basic needs, right, for a man to stay in good health, physically or mentally. What are some of those things that men can do right now?
Okay. We could talk about physical wise, because I'm very versatile in that background in human nutrition. So I'm big on nutrition, big on what you place in your body. I always tell a lot of my patients, they come in, they say, look, I'm overweight, or I'm gaining weight, or, especially through this COVID season, everybody's in the house, not doing anything, sedentary, gaining weight. A lot of people's diets aren't correct. And so they're ingesting bread, sugars, all type of bad foods. So I try to tell everybody to keep everything white out your diet.
Hmm.
So even that goes for milk, bread, sugar, uh, rice, carbs, things of that nature. I'll tell everybody to stick to your protein and a vegetable. Um, Also, things of egg whites and things of that nature.
Right.
That gives your body the nutrients and the minerals and the vitamins that it needs to help build the cells to create new cells. So after that, then physically active, even if it's about 20, 30 minutes a day, you
Hmm.
know, doing some type of exercise. You don't have to hit the gym, hit it hard, but uh, be active, do some cardio. Make sure that you're getting that right amount of cardio in, because cardiovascular disease is real.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about hitting the gym now, Doc. How often do we have to hit the gym? Because and I'm sure some of our viewers right now are thinking some of the same things if they're not active in the gym right now. Man, I got this going on, I got that going on, I got all of this stuff, I got family, I got friends, and I'll be honest with you, I've even had that same excuse at one point. How do we fit it in, or is it just as simple as making a choice?
It is as simple as making a choice. Sometimes, I mean, that's the first step. We always procrastinate. We always say, "Oh, I got this to do," or "Oh, I'm too busy." But were you too busy to go hang out with your friends, or were you too busy to, do whatever is your favorite hobby? So making that time, and it could be 3 times a week.
Okay.
About 45 minutes. But as long as you're being physically active, and the older that we get, it's going to be more important
Okay.
because our bodies are not reacting like they used to.
Yeah. I mean, things change. Oh Lord, things change after 30.
Yes, yes, and I've seen it even myself being in the gym, and I'm taking everything that I can to you know make a comeback from my last
Mhm.
workout, but I see my body it just doesn't jump back like it used to.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're talking about some practical things. Then we talked about men's mental health and how to keep the soul right. Go talk to somebody, right? Go and sort those thoughts out. And I even want to throw in there, having a talk with Jesus. Now that's old school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's
Having a talk with Jesus will take you a long way. But then we're also talking about the practical side of things, making sure that we get into the gym, and making that time. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about that, because we've got people that have had injuries, they've had different things like that. And so, what would you say to those men who are like, okay, listen, I hear you, bro, but I can't go in there and I can't throw up 250, or whatever the case may be. How do you, because you see people on a daily basis
mm,
at your chiropractic service. You
yeah.
see people on a daily basis who come in with injuries. How do you talk to that man who's like, listen, I'm not so sure. What do I need to do to keep my body together?
So it just depends on what they come in for. So if they came in for an injury, say a leg injury, they can't do squats.
Okay.
But we can stick to band work. So there's other workouts, there's other things that we can do to manipulate that exercise so that they can start, and they can strengthen that muscle or that core group of muscles that has been
Right.
injured. Of course, I'm not going to tell somebody that may be obese to go and run 50 miles,
Right.
a week, but I will tell them, hey, get on the bike, do a Peloton, or do something of that nature. There's always ways to kind of manipulate what the exercise could be, but it still has the same benefit to the body.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why they have assisted machines in the gym, and then you have your free weights.
Okay. 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 I mean, good deal. Listen, this is the Manwork talking. Listen, we're doing some good talking here already. We're talking about men's health and men's wealth. And I was very excited about this conversation because I'm always trying to pick the brain of professionals. And indeed, you are a professional. You're a doctor. but you have your own clinic. And so I've actually been there live watching you work with the people and talk with the people. And I had to have you on the show because I thought it would be beneficial for us to talk about men's health. And you got a lot of men out there, Dr. Patrick, who are saying, look, I'm just about the money. I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to do my best to increase in my finances. So let's go down that road because I heard you allude to it a little bit earlier. If your mental state, if your physical state is not up to par, then you really don't have real wealth anyway, and you
No,
really can't attain the things that you're setting out to do.
correct.
Talk about that from a personal perspective. How has keeping yourself physically fit, mentally fit, spiritually fit, how has that played a part in you being successful?
Well, it's helped with growth,
Yeah,
right? Um, Being able to grow in avenues that we need to live and be a respectable person in society.
right,
So it's helped. Basically, first point is with family. All right, family is really big to me, being that I was adopted. Um, I look to forward my progress with building a family of my own blood. Um,
right.
so being healthy is the biggest thing because I won't be able to take care of my family.
Mhm. I mean, you're talking about something that is on the mind of a lot of men. They're wanting to have a successful family. Contrary to popular belief, men do want to have good family structure, right? But you're right. I mean, keeping yourself up is going to be imperative. It's going to be important so that you can be there for your wife. You can be there for your children. They're going to need you to
Yeah,
be present.
right. And if you ain't present here, how are you going to be present for anybody else in your life?
Man, you talking good. That's comment worthy. If you're not present in your mind, you can't be present for others. Somebody just ought to really just type that in the comment section, blow that up. If you're not present in your mind, you cannot be present for others. I think that is so dope that you say that because a lot of people they pursue material things right first, money, cars, and even family. They want family and friends and all of that. But if you can't present well,
Right.
I mean,
It's,
how can you really have a good quality relationship with those that you desire to be around?
that's correct. It's totally impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you talked about this. Now you said you were adopted. I think that is just amazing. Talk about that journey. And talk a little bit about the journey that it took to remain or to get to mental health and stability. Because I would imagine, you know, with adoption, there are a few challenges that come with that. Talk a little bit about your journey through adoption.
Yeah. So I was adopted when I was 8 months, and I had two Caucasian parents. But God placed me in a right family uh, to see through and be able to basically grow a young man into a man.
Hmm.
Tell me the way, show me the ways, instill those right morals and values. Instead of looking at one perspective of our life, they showed me how to be balanced in both.
Right.
You know, you can't have one without the other. If you have the other, then you start teetering over and you crash. So it was definitely a challenge growing up because most people that are adopted don't become successful. They have mental health issues or
Yeah.
they're not, they're mistreated in certain families because people take advantage of that because they may get some type of money from the government and never use it on them.
Hmm.
We'll leave that to the other side. But growing up, it was definitely a challenge because looking at my friends and seeing them with their family, I'm always thinking, hey, who do I look like more, my mom or my dad? So it's just an issue that I had to go through, just seeing, that. And that's part of the reason why I had to, speak to somebody so I can get to the next level and knowing, what I need to know would not help me grow unless I just do what I need to do.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's basically it right there in a nutshell.
I think this is an amazing thing that you just said. That and it's true because my wife and I, we haven't really publicized it yet, but just through marketing strategies and getting it out there, kind of moving in silence about it right now. But we have an adult adoption network where we connect adults who have aged out of the foster care system or who are estranged from their families.
That's amazing.
We connect them to families. We call them forever families.
Ah,
We connect them to families to be able to, be integrated into a life that they've always desired, a life that they've always wanted. And so when you said that you were adopted, I'm like, that's it, because there are so many people, including men, that are out there that really do want to be a part of, a dynamic like family, and be accepted in ways. And it does play a big part on their psyche and their mental state, and even their soul state. Can you talk to me about when you found out you were adopted, and was that a good reception for you, or did it kind of take you aback? What was that experience?
it was definitely took me back because you grow up and this is a person that you see all day, so you're
Right.
like mom and dad, and so you find out, oh man, you look white, I'm black, or it doesn't even matter about that, but that's my
Right.
situation. But some people are, do adopt the same race. But I kind of revolted and I was mad, but like kind of lost at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, where's my mom? Where's my dad? So I went through a whole couple years of just trying to find myself and finding out where it is. And then, I got close to God at that point in time, uh,
Okay.
close, and he told me to accept the fact that I was adopted, but accept the position that he placed me in, because now I'm able to, take those key skills such as, being with, you know, Caucasian family or being with my African American friends and being able to talk to whoever, be diverse, be able to
Right.
move through life without, having any restrictions in those
Right.
boundaries, which I think a lot of people do have sometimes.
You're talking my language right now, because I am a pastor, and so I don't think that a lot of people get the concept of really what believing in God is all about, and really having a relationship with God, to literally to be saved, or to be a part of what we call the household of faith,
Yeah,
right? It is literally an adoption process,
yeah,
and
yeah,
not a lot of people look at it like that. But it's literally an adoption process, because it's God the Father saying to you, listen, hey, because Adam and Eve, or man, fell, right? You were separated from me, from your original state of who I created you to be. But I send my son, who is like your big brother,
yeah,
Jesus, to come and give you an open door access back into the house,
right.
back into the family, and to adopt you back into the household of faith. And so, to me, it's a really important topic to talk about and to discuss. And when I found that out about you, I was like, man, we got to talk about it, because really to be a believer is to be adopted anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I like that. So
And
okay, so let's talk about some more practical things
okay,
that men can do to actually stay healthy. Now you are you have a chiropractic clinic,
yes.
and you work with people every day who are injured, and who are trying to get back to a better quality of life. Talk to me about the importance of the spine, and making sure that that is healthy in order for your full body to be healthy to do what you need to do. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. Our spine is amazing. All right. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't think of it as an organ,
Yeah.
It's just like your stomach, it's just like your heart, it's just like your lungs. Without your spine, you'll just be a pile of meat, basically.
Mm.
We can think about Superman when he had a fracture in his spine to the point where it impinged on his spinal cord and he could not move at all. So he was in a
Mm.
our spine holds our nervous system, which gives life to our whole body, gives signals from our brain to our heart, brain to our lungs, brain to our gut, and all our other systems.
Mm-hmm.
If the spine is out of alignment, it starts pressing on the cord, or could press on our spinal nerves, causing dysfunction or dis-ease or disease in our body.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and which you become unhealthy. So that's why I preach to a lot of people who have been in auto accidents who get jerked around like this. All right,
Mm.
we feel it in our head, in our neck, but if this is happening in our head and our neck, it's happening in our whole body.
Mm-hmm.
Our neck is attached to our mid back, and our mid back is attached to our low back. So making sure that you are adjusted. Even people that come in the clinic and they haven't been in an auto accident, maybe they're a truck driver. A lot of men are truck drivers. They sit in the truck and just doing this all day. That's
Right.
that's minor traumatic trauma to the body. Over time, will create damage to the spine. I see a lot of people with degeneration that have been truck drivers just because of this all day. They're in
Yeah.
that seat, and it just hurts. People that have been in sports, people that have been, even sitting in their chair at a desk all day. We're sitting there, we're like this all day on our computers instead of sitting up straight, in that position. That can definitely hurt because it starts to create dysfunction in our curve in our body, in our back, to not get so technical, starts to change, and that creates more tension on our spinal cord, which then creates more pain. If we have injury in our neck into the actual vertebra, starts pressing on the nerves that come out of our neck. People don't
Mm-hmm.
understand every nerve that comes out of our neck innervates all our muscles all the way down to our hand. So you can get
Wow.
tingling, shooting, radiating. Same thing with your low back. We get damage down there. All the nerves that come out of our back make up what people may know as the sciatic nerve, and you can get numbness and tingling, shooting, radiating pain down into your legs, all the way down to your toes. So our spine is definitely important, and to keep that healthy is of the utmost.
Right. You guys taught me how imperative the spine was. Before then, I knew, of course, everyone, mostly everyone comes, with a very functional spine, they're born that way and all of that. But I didn't get the importance of taking care of your spine.
Well, that's
Um,
let me stop you right there.
yeah.
So not everybody in two ways. Not everybody comes out with a spine
Okay.
that is healthy. Some people come out and people have different congenital diseases.
Okay.
Especially, it's very prevalent in people that are, say, in third world countries and things of that nature, where they
Right.
don't have the medications or they don't have the things of that nature. So certain congenital things are passed on. Secondly, when we're born, the first thing that happens is, what do? They pull on the head. The ventral.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually placing the spine out of alignment. When you pull on a baby's head, that their spinal or their actual spine is not fully fused, and then it fuses in the incorrect way, is that causes dysfunction in the spine. So people have to watch that.
I mean, I this is good information. I'm seeing people down in the comments right now. They are like, "This is some good information." Listen, I don't know who this viewer is. It just says Facebook user, but it says this is very informative. I had no idea of the connection with the body and nervous system and mental health. My back has definitely been bothering and hurting me lately. Listen, if you're in the Georgia area, I'm just going to send you on over to Dr. Patrick because they'll get you right.
Come on in.
This is some important information, especially, and I'm glad that both men and women are on this broadcast because I know that a lot of men, and we were talking about this in the green room, a lot of men, at least in my field, in my section of healthcare where I work, a lot of men don't really go to, the doctors
Yes,
and
doctor.
all of that stuff. But you told me in the green room that that's a bit different now that the pandemic has happened, and like men are coming in droves now, to get their spine taken care of or whatnot. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually been in my 7 years of practicing, it's it's actually changed since the pandemic, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's because of a lot of men are now working harder um, at their jobs or doing more physical jobs to make a living,
Right.
uh, and it's pretty noticeable. Women still do come in, but I'm seeing them. I'm seeing a lot of men want to take care of their body, and they're coming in. I think more to be conservative before it has to go to another area, and that could be also due to healthcare system and the amount that you have to pay for certain things
Right.
now has, been quadrupled, and people are really recognizing that and saying, "Hey, look, I need to start here before I go here."
Right. Listen, guys, you guys are lighting up the comment section. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep on sharing this broadcast. We're almost at the end, but we still got a little bit more to talk about. And so go ahead and get your friends, your family, your brother, your father, your husband, boyfriend, get them on over in here in this discussion because it's very imperative. You hit something that was really something that was worthy of saying. Now during this pandemic, there are more men that are probably out there really taking on more of the brunt of jobs and things like that. And so, taking care of their spine, taking care of their body is of utmost importance. Over there at the Paulk Clinic, that's where you can find Dr. Patrick. He's over in the Stockbridge, Georgia area. For those of you guys who are in Georgia, I need you guys to call and set up an appointment. While we're still live, you can check him out through Google, and I'll also make sure to give more information later in this broadcast. Now, I do want to continue this conversation because I got some viewers from Kenya on as well, Dr. Patrick. Wow, I am getting a lot. That's what Davey says. He's actually part of our Manwork network, and he's over in Kenya, Africa. Now, all of this that we're talking about, it's the same no matter what country you're in. Am I right?
Yeah, same thing goes. I mean, we're all human, right?
Right, right. We're all human. Now, I would say this. Um, for me, I think that health is wealth. That's why I did this broadcast. Can you dig deeper one more time for those who just jumped in? Dig deeper from your perspective. How is health wealth?
Health is wealth because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Yeah,
You're sitting in a hospital bed again, you don't have anything. If
yeah,
you're not healthy, you won't be able to spend what you made. If you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to do the Lord's uh, bidding or be able to praise the Lord.
yeah,
Uh, if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to take time with your family or even live for yourself.
yeah.
It's intertwined.
It's all intertwined, man. And so that was actually going to be my next question. How is good health, and especially good spine health, how is that connected to your faith? But you already just answered it that, I mean, you're really not going to be able to do all that it is that you've been set, you've set goals to do. And
Right.
you're really not going to be able to serve God with all of your might, man, if you're not healthy in your body.
And you don't want to do this where you damage your health to the point where you're 60 and you're on dialysis and
Mhm.
it's just affecting your body, and just not wealth.
Yeah, yeah.
You got
So
to take
when can people start getting healthy? Do they need to wait till they get a regimen or plan, or
start
how
the
do we
day.
start?
Start the day. I mean, it's just the biggest thing that I say to people is just the diet. First, start there. Making sure that you're eating healthy, not the junk food, not the juices, not the candies, not the fast foods, things of that nature. Good quality foods. Start with just protein and vegetables. and work from there. I know sometimes eating things can be an addiction, and people can't shake it, but you got to start somewhere, because again, your immunity is 80% in your gut. And if you lose your immunity, I mean, just take people who have HIV or things like that. It attacks the immune system, and then they get sick, and then say COVID comes, and then they get sick really, and then they pass away. Stuff is real, because they're more apt to get the virus than anybody.
Indeed, indeed. Listen, you guys, we are coming down to the end of this conversation. I'm thoroughly enjoying this conversation, Dr. Patrick, and I'm just so head over heels excited that you decided to have this discussion. We didn't have enough time today. We've got to have more discussions like this. So if you would oblige me, I got to have you back on and with a couple other people doing.
I'll be happy to.
Man, I thank you so much. Listen, I see people down in the comments talking about teach. Listen, this is what it's all about, because if we're going to live for God, we've got to know the practical side as well of how to really take care of ourselves. I see, this is actually my wife's adoptive father, Lewis Jones. He says, this has been awesome. Listen, I want you guys to share this broadcast even after we're done. Go ahead and share this with as many people as you know. I'm saying as many people because although this is on the platform of Manwork, I believe that women can benefit from our discussion, and every woman has a man in her life that she can share this information with. So I want you guys to make sure that you are still sharing this information even after we go off air. But I do want to get ready to wrap this thing up. Dr. Patrick, we call this our wrap-up session, all right? If you had 5 minutes to do a keynote address at a wealth conference regarding the connection between men's health and their wealth, in 5 minutes, surmise all the things we talked about. What do you want us to know, and what do you want us to walk away with?
All right. First thing is, again, what I've been preaching is making sure that you are healthy, making sure that you have that spiritual, mental, and physical together. That way, that is wealth, and you can spend the actual financial part of your life as well, and have family that will support, or you can support them. That'll be the biggest thing. But first, start off with your health. Start there with your diet, and work your way up from there. Make sure that you're building with spiritually, and also at the same time physically, staying physically active.
Indeed. Listen, Dr. Patrick, again, it has been a great pleasure to have you on. And you guys are going to see more of him, because he told me in the green room that we are brothers now. And so you're going to be seeing more of him. So, Dr. Patrick, this is the last thing I do want to give to our viewers right now. We normally do a Manwork giveaway, and last night on our broadcast, we actually gave away a Coach wallet to one of our viewers, and we wanted to do something kind of similar, but instead of us giving something away, you actually have a good thing going on in your area and through your clinic. Why don't you talk a little bit about the Easter give back? I mean, it's something that's amazing, and I want to invite everybody who's in the surrounding area to come. What is the Easter give back?
Yes, and please, I do encourage everybody to come, no matter if you want to be volunteer, or if you want to place up a table with something that you would like to give back or sell, or if you want to come and grab a basket. I do this for Easter and Thanksgiving. Last Thanksgiving, I gave away 150 turkeys. We had a bouncy house out there. I had horses out there for the kids. The Easter before that, I gave away 150 baskets, and I'm not talking about little baskets. I'm talking about the big baskets that you carry your laundry in, full of everything. And then 100 kids baskets. We had an Easter bunny out there. I was racing with the kids. It was a great time. So this Easter, it'll be April 16th. and it's always held at my practice. We set up big tents, and we're going to do the same thing. We'll be feeding 150 community members. Also, 100 kids. We give back all type of stuff from perishable or non-perishable goods to cleaning supplies to hygienic supplies to everything of that nature. And it's going to be a great time. We have a bunny out there. We have music. It's a big community party. If you want, you just drive up and drive through, or if you want to contact me down here on this number, if you want to set up a table, or even want to come and volunteer, we appreciate it.
I love it. So if you are in the Metro Atlanta area, or if you're around Stockbridge, I don't even care if you're in North Georgia, y'all better come on out and be a part of this amazing event. I don't know if you caught that, but he said if you have a business, all you got to do is reach out to his office if you want to have a table, and you can have a free table. That's amazing. I need you guys to be a part of this. So to visit Dr. Kulmacz and his clinic and his staff, it's called the Paulk Clinic. They're over there at 9905 North Davison Parkway, Suite 107 in Stockbridge. The number is 770-474-1421. And you can always visit their website over at www.thepaulkclinic.com. Dr. Patrick, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. All right, we're about to get ready to wrap this thing up. I am so just overjoyed that I got a chance to have this discussion with my friend and with my brother. He's going to be back as we discuss a few more things. Listen, this has been an amazing time, and I need you guys to stay tuned with all of the other things that we are getting ready to do. We've got a lot of things in store for the Manwork Network. I need you to stay tuned to all my pages, my public page, as well as my personal page. And then for the men who are part of our network, stay connected and stay engaged in the group, because we've got other interviews coming up with a pro wrestler. We've got an individual who's about to be a part of the NFL. He's going to come and talk a little bit more to us about his faith and his journey and process. We got it coming for you guys. So stay tuned. I do want to put this plug in there. We were talking about mental health today. If you need professional help and you need to talk to somebody, you can do that at your convenience. It's a virtual platform. Go to bit.ly/mentalmanwork, and you can set up an appointment and talk to somebody. If you want to stay connected with Dr. Patrick for bookings, and you want to bring him in for a talk, or you want to bring him in for an interview or something like that, he told me he's open to it. So why don't you go ahead and connect with him on IG at Dr. Kulmacz, and he'll be more than happy to connect with you guys. And like I always say, invite a man to Manwork. Invite them to be a part of the group. We are almost 100 strong. I think we're about 4 men away from being 100 strong. So I want you guys to invite as many people as you can. Go over there to Facebook and just type in Manwork Network, and you'll be able to find us. This has been Manwork Talks, and we've had a Saturday think tank with Dr. Patrick, and I'm so very glad for this conversation. I'm Kenyon R. Dudley. I'm the creator of Manwork, and today we just did some good man work. I hope that you've been inspired. I hope that you will come back and join us for next week's broadcast. Until then, you have a blessed day.
You too.